the Need for Speed movie? We have all these car movies, you know, Fast and Furious, but why did you decide to make a Need for Speed?
You know, I grew up in a stunt family, and my dad worked for me on some of the greatest car movies of all time in the 60s and the 70s, which is Bullet, Vanishing Point, and Smokey and the Bandit. And they were stories that were really, what I loved about them was all the stunts were real, there was no CG, and they were fun. It was like kind of like our generation of Top Gun. Like, they were fun movies, they had love stories, and you left the theater smiling.
Exactly.
And that's why I wanted to do Need for Speed, because it came across my desk and I thought the script was wonderful. It wasn't what I expected. And it was completely different and kind of back to the basics, and I loved that.
Okay, and for you, Sky, how was it when you heard that you'd be casted in this? Because you just came straight from Breaking Bad and hopped into this. How was it for you?
How was it?
It was good. It was great. You know, I started this the day after I wrapped Breaking Bad, and so I kind of was just thrown into it. But the moment I read the script, I was surprised. I really was. I was expecting something else, and it was just such a fun, crazy ride.
Now, you say you were expecting something else. What were you expecting exactly? I was expecting something else too.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
What were you expecting?
I mean, I was just expecting it to be just a regular car movie, just nice cars, fast driving, but it didn't have a plot and a moral.
Yeah. I was expecting, I think what a lot of people were expecting, I was expecting it to be another Fast and the Furious movie. You know, nothing against those movies. Those are fun to watch, and they serve a purpose, and but that's what I was expecting, and I didn't necessarily want to do what I thought was going to be a blatant ripoff.
Right.
And, you know, Fast and the Furious didn't start the genre, nor will they end the genre. Car movies has been around forever. But the only comparison we have to that franchise is we have cars. That is plain and simple, that's it. But I read the script, and it had such an incredible story with such heart, and it just felt so human and real. And the fact that he wanted to do it with no CGI or green screen was, I thought, are you out of your mind?
Right.
Like, how are you gonna, first of all, and I realized, yes, he was out of his mind, but how are you going to accomplish that? I mean, there's a scene in the movie where I'm in the car, and Julia, this girl, Imogen Poots, is driving off a cliff and is caught by a helicopter. I'm like, that they have to do in post. I mean, they can't do that.
No, we can.
And then they did it,
I
was
remember
like,
saying that. He's like, yeah. He said that to me. I'm like, no, we're gonna do this real.
Yeah, and I think it's, you know, people know, the audience knows when they're being lied to,
Right.
And they've just accepted it, and it's fine. I mean, I've accepted it, and it's fine. And watching movies with a bunch of CGI, they're fun to watch, but there's just something different when you're watching a movie and you know you can feel that it's real. I mean, you feel it in your gut, in your spine, and it has that all over the place in this movie.
Now, did you do all of your stunts?
Hell no.
Oh, I was about to say.
No. I mean, there was some pretty, like, you know, driving off the cliff or jumping over the 4 lanes of traffic. I mean, there's a lot of stunts that they had to have the professional stuntmen and women do. But I did do a lot of my own driving, and I went through a whole stunt training for that. I was on a track as often as I could be, as often as they would, you know, let me, and which was a lot, and which was great.
I was constantly jealous about.
Yeah, we had the best time shooting this movie, and I think it shows that on screen.
That's cool. As director, did you come up with the stunts yourself? Because I know you're into the whole stuntman thing.
Yeah, I kind of do it differently in my films, and what we do is I go around with my stunt coordinator, and we look at environments like Detroit, and we come up with stunts that could be super cool in that surrounding, instead of the other way around where they write them in the script and you gotta go try and find it. We do the opposite. We go to locations first and see what kind of cool and crazy stunts we can engineer that are all going to still be real. And I enjoy it. It's a fun, creative process.
And how did you pick what areas you were going to shoot in? Because I saw you was in Detroit and all over the place.
Well, you had to go from New York to San Francisco. We knew that we looked at the map and saw the 80 went all the way across, so we definitely kind of strategically hit certain spots. The only detour was we wanted to go through Detroit. It's the motor city capital of the world, and we were like, we got to kind of do a little dog leg, kick Detroit for a little bit, and come back and get on the 80 and head west.
Okay, can we expect a Need for Speed 2 by any chance?
If the audiences want another one, we would love to make it. We had a blast doing it. It could be fun.
Yeah. I mean, we had the greatest time. So yeah, if they want to see more, then I'm sure we'll jump into another one.
I would love to do it.
Yeah.